Communists need control. It's not that they love control, although they do. They have to have it. Because communism is a sick, evil, demonic religion that nobody would ever sign up for if they realized there were other options. The communist realizes that, so he's always tried to control everything, including information. In fact, that's probably the most important thing that he controls, information. If you can actually find the truth, you would never sign up for the things he wants. And that brings us to the American media in this country and what they're going through and the wonderful, wonderful things that are happening right now. You see, forever, for as long as really I've been alive, ABC, NBC, CBS, New York Times, Washington Post, these gigantic corporate press organizations have been run by committed communists who have done everything they can to destroy this country. That is what they've done. They set out to destroy the country. They are the sword and shield of American communism. Now, what is great, what is happening right now is they're frantic. They're on the run. And look, it's not actually because Donald Trump beats them up every day. This is just the fun stuff.
Their lives have been ruined, and in many cases, listen to me for a second. Stop interrupting.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith for his actions?
I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting.
What would you be willing to do to support this European peacekeeping effort? Would there be...
Again, you're asking me the same question? How many times do you have to answer? You're talking about after we make peace. Let me make peace first. Once we make peace, I'll give you all the answers you want. But how many times can you ask the same question?
The president's spending bill that passed last night aims to cut $2 trillion.
Right.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, you shouldn't be asking me that question.
Mr. President, do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
But these voters say they're angry and frustrated by these firings. They don't like the work of Elon Musk and these other actions. What do you say to them?
Who do you work for?
I work for ABC News, sir.
Who?
ABC News.
No wonder.
The Vice President suggested that if the Supreme Court rules in a way that you don't like, they can just enforce it by themselves. Do you agree with that?
I don't know even what you're talking about. Neither do you. Who are you with?
Up close, sir.
Who?
Up close.
Oh, no wonder. I thought they died. Are they still around? I haven't read them in years. I thought they died. All right, go ahead. Who else?
No, I enjoy it. That's the fun stuff, though. The truth is the American media, American communism, they are desperate, they're afraid, they're frantic right now because due to a lot of things, really the internet age and other things, we now have other sources. If I want the news, if I want opinion, I don't have to go to ABC, NBC, CBS. That really was their ultimate power for, if it's 1990, even 1995. If you want to know what's going on in the world, what's going on in politics, you have to pick up the New York Times, which is all commie garbage. You have to sit down and watch CBS at night, all commie garbage. Now you can sit down and watch the first. Now you have so many different options, the internet era, and that is really what has doomed American communism and most definitely the American media. Because back to what we discussed in the very beginning, they must control everything at all times, otherwise people will be able to find the truth. The communist must have control. And if he doesn't, he's finished. And look, this stuff, like Caroline Levitt and what they're doing with the reporters and stuff like that, this stuff is wonderful because it's driving home to the American media that you are not the only show in town anymore. You are one of many. Here she was.
As you all know, for decades, a group of DC-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility.
They're losing control, and it's wonderful to watch. Absolutely wonderful to watch. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, well, that's not fair. I doubt you're saying that if you're watching me right now, but maybe you are saying, well, that's not fair. That's not fair. Remember this. Oh, they were more than excited for this to happen to Fox News.
There are, these questions about Fox's, as Fox radicalizes and as it becomes even more and more of a political tool. Zerwick, you wrote a column recently for The Sun about this, saying Fox should be viewed as a political tool. And that raises a question. Should it be a part of the White House press pool? Should it be afforded the privileges that come with news gathering? Even though they do have some news reporters at the White House, you're saying they're primarily a political tool. So should that be reassessed, Zerwick?
Listen, I really do. I think it's a discussion we need to have. Look, you're not supporting democracy. You're not supporting the larger values of this culture.
They were totally happy to get rid of anybody who could create any dissenting view. Totally happy. Watching them be destroyed is wonderful. And I want to remind you how sick and evil these people are. Jake Tapper recently announced that he's coming out with a book. This book is about Biden's decline. Of course, the guy who is no longer president, no one even knows where he is. Have you heard from Joe lately? He's long gone. He walked into the White House for 4 years. He was basically a cadaver. And so the United States of America was run by the most radical Maoists you can possibly find. That's why the border's open. That's why they destroyed so much in 4 years. And for 4 years, people like Jake Tapper covered it up, and they knew.
How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
It's very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable.
You have I can't. This is so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline. President Biden embraces his stutter, talking about it, while Trump mocks it, exaggerates it, belittles it. He's sharp physically. I mean, mentally. Yeah. I think the question is physically, right?
Right.
More so?
Right.
Right. And the guy who's his chief opponent is only 3 or 4 years younger than him. False claims to the Wall Street Journal about President Biden's mental fitness and acuity. He's 81, and his memory, it doesn't seem great. It's not horrible, but I don't understand the outrage.
4 years. Jake Tapper was the shield protecting Joe Biden in the White House, and now publishes a book, Joe Biden's Decline. These are sick people, and they're getting exactly what they deserve. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.